And the truth of the matter is, everyone's perspective is right and wrong, because we're all focusing on the wrong things and we're kind of missing the point. And when we go into these states of different perspectives, these are the opportunities where we get to explore, wow, there's a lot of dimension here. And that's because there's a lot of layers. There's all of the layers of reality, of the simulation, of the simulated reality that we're all experiencing. And then there's what the media tells us. Then there's what the politicians tell us. And then there's what social media tells us. And then there's what, viral trends tell us. Then there's what our friends tell us, our family tells us, what our pets tell us, what our favorite psychic tells us, what our rabbi tells us, whatever it may be, what a stranger on the street tells us. Now, certain creatures and folks on Earth can speak in very legit angel frequencies and will be dropping like the big capital T truths. But if we aren't ready to hear them, if we aren't ready to be like, oh my gosh, there it is, there's the glitch in the matrix. If our hearts, and it really is our hearts, right? If our hearts aren't open enough to the perspective that none of this is real, even what hurts us the most is not real, our suffering is not real, that kind of blows us out of the water. It's kind of like unlearning, that there are only two genders, unlearning that racism isn't a big deal or that it's over, unlearning microaggressions in our language, unlearning ableist language, unlearning. And the process of unlearning is more difficult than just learning something new, right? But that is a big part of Earth School. And when we're much younger, we're more open to the ideas of things that are fantastical or things that are out of this earth, right? Until adults, rain in our parade and tell us, well, that's not real. Unicorns aren't real. Dragons aren't real. Dinosaurs are dead. All of these things that technically could be negated because sure, from their perspective, these things aren't real. But with the power of thought in mind, in imagination, that's more closer to what's possible for manifestation in reality than anything else. In fact, why would we dream about these things if they didn't once exist, or if they didn't exist on another planet? From the planet where our souls are originally from a planet in a galaxy far, far away. And remember, there are more solar systems and more galaxies and more universes than our own. There's only so many planets in our solar system and our universe. And then think about the super mega big clusters of multiple galaxies, of multiple universes, of multiple solar systems, all caught up and tied together. Like, who knows how many living creatures are on those planets? Who knows how many highly intellectual and sophisticated creatures are sipping their tea and discussing, or even laughing at the earthly plane, and how we all keep getting stuck in these cycles of buying in to the concept that what outside forces tell us is reality is real, when none of this is real. But I say that to give you hope. I say that to say, one, you can do whatever you want because none of this is real. But also, two, be careful, because for everyone else, including people who can genuinely cause us hurt, harm, and take away our rights, what they believe is real. Sometimes we have to subscribe to that, right? But third point, I hope it gives you hope to recognize that the world is your oyster and you can live your life however and whatever ways bring you true joy. Connect to your childhood self, connect to your soul's purpose, your life purpose, and your mission, and recognize that we souls are here to learn. We're here to be humbled. We're here to F around and find out, right? But we must remember when we are witnessing or experiencing suffering or pain, we must remember. When someone is gaslighting us, we must remember. When someone is having an argument with us about our values and they have different values, we must remember. We must remember what the point of Earth is. That it's a school. We're here to learn. We're not here to gaslight each other. We're not even here to even firmly say, this is true, this is real. Like, throw these words out the window because they get really confusing, right? And especially then you have very gifted folks who are psychic and get called psychotic, and in certain cultures across the world we're treated very differently. And here is where a lot of like the keys and the mysteries of life can be discovered alongside these neurodivergent experiences, alongside like being able to tap into a state of euphoria, whether that is also called mania or not, right? Whether that is also called inebriation or not, personal choice. Please, if 18 and up, 21 and up, whatever the state regulations are where you live, please, I'm not endorsing any uses of substances here. Take that as you will. And if you're not an adult, well, I don't know if children will be watching this, but all that to say is remember what is described as real in reality, in the earthly realm, in the earthly plane, among friends, family, media, etc., is lowercase r. Because the big capital R is something that is so meta. It is Truman Show. It is like next season, when you're no longer in this current avatar body, you'll be on the outside of the Truman Show, the editor room, spoiler alert, like watching the little Trumans on Earth, and you're gonna watch your friends and your family, your loved ones, your community, and be like, oh man, look at them go, look at them, or oh man, that's gotta hurt, or oh, if only they knew, I wish I could just help them, or can we send a sign, can we send some symbols, can we send some synchronicities, what can we do to help my friend down there? So I hope Truman Show is a great example of understanding, right, this concept of like Earth as what it really is. The Matrix, also perfect example. I've never seen The Matrix, but from what I've heard, that, right, is an example. And there are definitely moments where we can catch those quote unquote glitches in our Matrix, right? But we have to want to experience them, right? We have to want to witness them in whatever way. So we have to want to believe. That's a sign, symbol, synchronicity. We have to want to believe that there are angels and spirits and other beings of high intelligence and sophistication guiding us and watching over us in a non-creepy way, in a very beautiful way. We have to want to believe that to be true, right? If we don't, then we will spiral, spiral, spiral. What is the whole point of life? What is the meaning of life? Why am I here? And then that whole thing really consumes us. So I hope this was helpful. In one of my first